There's been an update, a major update, a serious update in the story regarding the Pop the Balloon guy. After I asked him to provide receipts to prove that he lost his job, he got mad at me, and I'm gonna show you that. Before that, let's get into his GoFundMe. Now, mind you, this GoFundMe is how I came across this story. The Pop the Balloon story is something that happened a couple of weeks ago. What made it viral was him informing people on his Instagram, him uploading this GoFundMe saying that he was fired from his workplace because of 500 people called in because they were mad at the results of the show. They were mad at his demeanor on the show. You can see right here, right in the GoFundMe, it says, "I was fired from work today due to these videos. Today was honestly the first time that I cried in a while. Getting my license in plumbing was the biggest life accomplishment. It took years of hard work, studying, and praying." And then he also added some things in here about who he provides free plumbing services to. And then he goes to say what he's going to do with the funds. He's saying humanitarian work. And then maybe he wants to become a content creator because now his ability to work is compromised. After I got wind of this, I did an initial reaction to it where I focused on the basic premise of, was his behavior on the show indicative of them getting fired? But again, I would have not known about this unless he told people and convinced us all that he got fired. But because, and I've said this multiple times before on multiple different videos, including the live streams that I did, because he has not showed hard receipts or proof of being fired, I never told anybody to go and donate to the young brother. So I tried to reach out to this brother because I wanted to receive proof of that he was let go and the reason that he was let go. And because he was unable to reach out to me in the time that I reached out to him, I'm not going to leave a link to this in the description, but you guys saw his Instagram handle. If you want to go over there, take a look at his page and support him, that's 100% on you. It's just for me personally, in order to be able to link and to promote a GoFundMe, I have to see hard proof. I for damn sure don't want to be on the receiving end of another brick face incident, a person lying. I'm not saying that he's a liar, but I like to do further due diligence in the research before I put my stamp of approval on something. But I hope he gets back to me soon. I'd love to be able to have an interview with him, so we can get additional context into what kind of happened maybe before or after the show, which kind of went into his particular response. What I did do is, in an attempt to humanize him and to find out more about his stories, I did a 5-hour live stream with him to donate. Also too, and because I said this in one of my videos, but what proof do you have that you were actually let go? And I'm asking because we've been scammed in the past. There's been people in the past that have Brickface. I just keep talking about her. Set up GoFundMe, and she's allegedly a liar. She's right. She's facing a felony count for lying right now. Do you have any proof to demonstrate fired?
Yes. Now I will have some. Give me a few more days. What's today? Friday. Yeah, give me a few days sometime next week because we are negotiating.
With GoFundMe? Oh, negotiating with the workplace.
No. Yes. Negotiations are being made because they see the social media attention and they are frightened. So
okay.
That's all I can say is say that much.
Okay, well, when you get that update, let me know, and I'll do everything in my power to make sure that my audience knows as well as within the GoFundMe. I think you can update it and you can show other pictures or proof or something like that. But I know that that's a concern for folks as well. What I've come to find out is that there were so many lies told to me, but this guy had everybody convinced that he got fired, right? Well, in an attempt to continue to support the young brother, I actually talked to him this morning and asked him, when are you going to provide us a receipt? Because I'd love to be able to show. And I think the quicker that you provide receipts, the quicker that GoFundMe, who has locked his account, he is unable to get this money out of his account right now, would open it. In fact, let's go through the DM conversations right now. So yesterday, last night, Sunday at 9:02 p.m., he called me. out of nowhere. I missed that call. Notifications on my Instagram are obviously off. I only see things when I actually check my Instagram. He called me. I didn't see it. He said, damn, bro, that's crazy, man. You got me looking insane now and painted me out the wrong way. And I'm thinking to myself, when I finally saw this, I'm like, what are you talking about? What do you mean painted you out the wrong way? I've been going above and beyond to let you recount your story. I hold you accountable when you say weird things like tracking the woman in the car or, when you're throwing money in the club. We have these conversations, but what you tell to me is you're trying to be better. These are in private conversations. You're trying to be better. You're trying to learn. You're looking for advice. You're looking for mentorship. There is nothing that I've done up to this point that demonstrates me attempting to make you look crazy. It sounds more like someone biting the hand that is giving them a platform. He follows up and he says, man, bro, this got me stressing hard. Man, I thought you was my friend. I wrote this morning, just woke up, hit me when you get this. I then reply to one of his messages about him stressing. And I'm like, not sure what you're talking about. Yeah, it just hit me. I'm like, whatever you think could probably just be solved in a quick audio conversation. So we have a audio conversation from 8:27 a.m. to 8:45. Within this conversation, we talk about many different things. But the main thing that I talked about within this conversation is I said, we only know about you and your story due to the GoFundMe, where you said you were fired from the place that you worked. Where did you work? What is the name of the business? What is the name of the company? I need you to provide that information because if you don't, you scammed on GoFundMe. This is now a legal issue and I cannot support a liar. I cannot support a thief. I cannot support a scammer. Send that to me. His response to me was, okay, sure, we'll do. I said, okay, the coast is clear. Everything is fine. He's about to send it to me, all right? So over 2 hours later, no response. And I said to him, just in the text message, what's the name of the place that fired you? Here was his response. Apparently he changed his tune out of nowhere. I wonder why. I'm not doing nothing until I talk to my attorney. I told you that already. And this was the point of the conversation that I took a step back. I looked at the DM message and I said to myself, I might have been bamboozled. Although I had enough discernment not to donate and I did not do enough research into his claims to give him a platform to speak about any damn thing. And I own it. I take accountability for that. No excuses. Okay. Well, I wish you the best, I said. My credibility is now in question because of lack of proof / receipts. I'm gonna go live in the next couple of hours to discuss this with my audience. Take care. He liked that message. You just worried about making content, not worried about the consequences I may face. You may face. What are you talking about? What consequences besides that you lied? Potentially, allegedly. I mean, I really don't know at this point. All you got to do is provide the receipts, baby. That's it. This whole shit would just go away. You get the GoFundMe money. That's all you have to do. But the way that you are now moving in totality with the other information that is coming out and will come out about you and your lifestyle is way more damning. It's way more ridiculous than I could have ever imagined. And what I thought was going to turn into a way to advocate for a man that was unjustly treated because of his presence on a game show has now turned into somehow you becoming the victim once asked to prove your particular situation. See, a man of integrity and truth would jump at the opportunity to show me the evidence. But this is not how you're choosing to move. Therefore, I sense deception. I told you we were negotiating and I would get it to you. But do what you got to do. You already switched up on me. Shout out to the queen of accountability. She stepped into my live stream that I did yesterday, the Abba and Preach response live stream. And she super chatted that she was going to do additional work to understand the validity of his claims. And I want to play for you that conversation that I had with her right now. All right. So I got the queen of accountability here who's done a lot more investigative work into what we have right here. So I wanted to bring her up and have a discussion regarding the things that she's found. But first and foremost, I'm hurt regarding this. To trust somebody based off of them telling you that, hey, this happened to me post the pop the balloon experiment, discussion, whatever you want to call it, game show. And then to go back and be asking him questions specifically about show me more information regarding your place of business, where you work, and then him to act that way. I'm just like, man, it's just pointing in a direction that it may not be true. So Queen of Accountability, I wanted to bring you up here and let's just chat about other things that you might have found.
Wonderful. Sounds good to me. And thanks for having me, MTR.
No worries.
So I know that this man has been going viral all over social media, and everyone heard this story about him getting fired after doing the dating show, that they felt inclined to donate money and continue to make him more viral than he was at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I did not talk about it initially because I wanted to investigate before I started to support someone who's telling us a story that is so believable that you want to donate. So what I first did, MTR, is when he created the GoFundMe a week ago, I looked at the GoFundMe and he emphasized that he does humanitarian efforts to single mothers, fathers, veterans, disabled. And, it didn't sit right. He bolded only that part because when you're reading the whole paragraph, you're inclined to go right to the bolded part. This man is helping out veterans and people that need his help. And so I need to donate. And I just felt like that kind of reminded me of Rhoda Osmond. I said, maybe they're related. Maybe this is her cousin because this is so believable. So I did my research. When I went to Aaron's Facebook, I noticed that everything on his Facebook was about him, his body, working out, doing pull-ups, sit-ups, doing push-ups, everything related to fitness. I was looking even for the picture he used on GoFundMe of him in his uniform. There was no videos, no posts of any of this humanitarian work that he's being praised for. I'm sure a veteran or a single father or a single mother or a disabled person would have said, hey, this man helped us in our time of need. But I didn't see not one receipt. So we know that a lot of his exes came out and they gave us a little bit of tea, and that helped me to do more research on him. When I did a check on Mr. Sloan, I didn't see a license on file that's connected to his information. And being in education over 11 years, we know all about education. It's linked to your social. If you got a license, if you got a degree, it's going to pull up in any background check. Don't see one for Mr. Sloan. Never even saw a post.
So you're saying if you're certified, it's easy to find these things. There's probably like a database that you can go into to assure that he's certified. Is that what you mean?
That is correct, MTR. Like if I wanted someone to do a facial, I'm going to go to a licensed esthetician.
Right.
But before I get her services, I'm going to verify that she does have an active license in that state. Anytime you sit for a license or you sit for any exam, it's going to be public record. I just didn't see one for him.
And now, did you not see one at all, or did you not see one that was currently active?
I did not see one at all. What I did see was that he did work for a LLC. When I looked that LLC up in Arizona, the person that owns the LLC is in foreclosure right now. So I thought that was odd that they had time to hire Mr. Sloan when they're losing their house. But then I did more investigative work, and I contacted a place that had the same name in California. And Hector said he never heard of him. Hector. So that's two jobs that I haven't heard of him. And that was the only job that was related to this man's information. What I did find was over 30 cases across many states. We're talking about Nevada, California, Texas, Oklahoma. He's internationally known, but not for any positive reasons. So it made me believe that he did not get fired. If anything, I would say that Mr. Sloan was into fitness, and that was his job. He just didn't want to embarrass himself after telling those ladies he could pull $100 grand out of the bank. So he knew saying that he got fired would play on everyone's heartstrings like it did, and people were going to donate. When I first saw the GoFundMe after someone put me on it and I read it, I reported it. I actually sent it to a GoFundMe contact that helped me with the Rhoda case. So I know for sure people are going to get their money back because he won't be able to provide the documents. Another thing I did, MTR, just for backup, I contacted one of my people in Arizona who work for the state in unemployment. And I just wanted to see if there was any claims for this individual. No claims have been filed yet, and it's been a week.
For unemployment.
For unemployment, sir, yes. If you get fired, you want to file that claim right away because there's a 30-day waiting period. He hasn't done it? Why? Because he's in the club throwing money. He's doing everything other than what he said he was going to do. Also, 6 days ago on his Facebook, he told everyone he's working with at-risk youth. That's his humanitarian work. But what happened to the vets and the single mothers and fathers and disabled? So now he is working with at-risk youth. So he went from all these different things to now he's saying he works with kids, which I find odd, being a felon and being wanted in a couple of those states. I don't think they would let him work with kids.
Yeah, and this is currently wanted, right? Because when I talked to him, right, the story that I had in my head, and I've talked to him, and I did a 5-hour stream with him, and even though I never told anybody to go up to the GoFundMe, in fact, during that stream, I said, you need to provide the evidence. You need to show us the paperwork, right? You need to show us, because without that, this is just a story. It could just be a fabrication. Oh yeah, no, I get to it, this, that, and the third. Right. So even with that being said, right, and even looking up some of the court cases and warrants that he might still have active, and there's some other things that he did not disclose or talked about. Like one of the things I talked about was, he was talking about, if I was stalking women, if I was this abusive person, then where's the police reports? Where is it this? But there's actually some police reports that have to do against harm against women. And, I didn't want to get too much on the police reports and stuff like that. Actually, I wanted to direct my audience to your live stream that you're going to have later on this week to kind of go over all of that stuff. But specifically as it refers to maybe not even having a job to lose at the time of being right after the pop the balloon, and then fabricating that for a story. That's really where I wanted to focus in right now, because that's how I know about him. The pop the balloons thing happened 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago or something like that. I didn't know anything about it until it was him losing his job. Then I saw this dissenting views regarding him. And then, I had a conversation with him, holding him accountable at different times that I thought, things just didn't make sense. Absolutely. Never advocating for the GoFundMe, right? Saying you need to provide evidence, but then it's coming out right now that when I ask him directly, hey, can you send me, what is the name of the place that you worked? Now he needs to go get a lawyer. Okay. What's your license number? Now he needs to go get a number, right? And it's odd how that is happening now. He's okay to go live and to talk about these things in order to clear his name. When I ask these questions to prove and provide data or receipts, because he fooled the whole country. He fooled the whole country. Like, he fooled people who went and paid within the GoFundMe. But everybody who's reviewing the story is saying it's messed up that he got fired. It's messed up. But the assumption was that he wouldn't be lying to that extent, that perhaps it's not true.
So MTR, I agree with everything you said. And one thing about the internet, if you truly got fired and they called this company 500 times, that would mean they knew the company's information.
Yeah.
May I ask you a question? Have you seen the name of this company floating around, sir?
Nope. Sorry, you can't see me. I'm
Has
shaking
it
my head.
told
No.
you the
No.
name? Did he give
No,
you a
he hasn't
piece
told
of the
me.
name of the company?
So he hasn't told me the name of a company. I've seen a name floating around, but it's the same name that you called, and you said that they don't know who he is.
Correct. And not only that, when I went to the reviews, typically when a plumber comes to your place and they give you, kudos, they say your name. In California, Hector is the main plumber that's under that name of the company, but it's actually an LOC that's under Aaron's information. And the LOC it goes all the way back to Yavapai, which is Arizona. And when I reached out to the owner of the LOC, he did not know an Aaron. So all I'm saying, even if they're lying to us saying that they don't know, but it's true, he wouldn't have any problem showing you. You're not going to expose him.
It should be easy.
This is going to help him continue his journey of healing.
Yeah, if he just shows it, the GoFundMes will go crazy. But people are not donating because, I was telling people, wait for the paperwork to come out, right? But so if he was to provide that, and it would go more towards his efforts. But he's all of a sudden, now I'm the enemy for him. All of a sudden, he's upset at me because I asked simple information that he should be more than willing. If I'm more than willing to sit down for a 5-hour conversation about who he is, his particular story, why not show the evidence to prove that you did not set up this GoFundMe fraudulently, utilizing wrong information to pull at the heartstrings of people in order to get donations and increase donations?
MTR, something else that I noticed is the picture he's using. That picture is nowhere on any of his social medias. And what bothers me is that besides that picture, what else is the proof that he's a master plumber? because he's using a Yahoo that does not link back to anybody's information. Sounds like he just created the Master Plumber 209 at Yahoo email to kind of corroborate this plumber story. But when you look at his social medias, I don't see a video of him fixing a sink, laying down pipe, shaking someone's hand, saluting a veteran. There's nothing. And for someone that's been living and sleeping and eating and breathing plumbing, it'll be everywhere. All I see is him shaking his pectoral muscles and acting a damn fool. What I want you to know is that I was never convinced of his story. I felt like this was Rhoda 2.0. He's worse than Rhoda. And those police reports, I have over 30 that were sent to me. And I will expose that on Wednesday. I'm going to show everyone. And I did contact a couple of those policemen who are looking for Mr. Sloan. So while he's out here throwing money in the club, bring your ass out to Elk Grove, Mr. Sloan, and stop avoiding what you did. I saw it, man. You're not slick. You won't get past
queen. They call you the queen of accountability for a reason. Listen, I'm going to ensure that I leave a link down below to your live stream where you begin to talk about all of these things. But Daphne, thank you. Right?
And I want to say one more thing, MTR. You know, as Black people, we have to do better. You know, I thought Rhoda created some change with these scammers that they're going to be careful on how they scam. And clearly, Aaron didn't get the memo. But what bothers me is that Aaron has so many different talents. And being a scammer shouldn't be a talent. He could be helping the community with getting out of obesity. He could be helping the community with taking care of their mental and physical health. But instead, he wants to take money by using vets and single mothers and fathers. That's the guys. Just like Rhoda said, she has to pay for those medical bills that she never paid for because she didn't have them. This is why we are suffering as a Black community. And when people like us expose it, we're haters, we're narcissists, we're snitches. Well, I'll take all those titles if it means people get to get their money back. Because on those same GoFundMes, there are people dying and all they need is $50. And this man was able to garner what? Almost 15,000? I'm not happy with that. And I'm gonna make sure it is shut down and he is banned and that he never can do this again.
All right. And make sure you keep in touch with me regarding kind of the follow-up work to this. I'm very interested to see where this progresses. But again, the queen of accountability, thank you so much for your due diligence, the extra work in verifying the truth, because that's what we stand for over here. At the end of the day is the truth.
That's
all right?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a blessed day to everybody.
All right. Take care. So where does this leave us right now? Well, the ball's in your court, my G. I do so very much hope that I am wrong here, that you do have the necessary paperwork to show exactly what you wrote on that GoFundMe about you being fired because 500 people called into that show. But the more evidence that I'm seeing regarding this situation and the way that you are now choosing to behave towards me makes me think otherwise. The reason why Queen of Accountability and myself went so hard on the Rhoda case before is because we wanted to dissuade others from ever doing something like this ever again. But it seems as though they're still coming out the woodwork without a care in the world of them lying in lieu of whatever consequences that they may face. And if he cannot provide these receipts, if he cannot prove that this is the case, he should not only not be able to get the money, which is an obvious thing, but then also everybody should be getting their money back that donated to him. Situations like this hurt men, full stop, because there's men out there that are suffering from false Me Too. There are men out there that are suffering from paternity fraud. There are men out there that are suffering from false allegations. There are men out there that are suffering the effects of a biased family court system. There are men out there. My intent is to support men that are facing real situations, not those that fabricate it by utilizing lies. That's why I wanted to interview this guy, because I believed his story, because I saw something within him that I saw within myself, less the strong family upbringing that I had. But nevertheless, unless he could prove something different, I take full accountability for all of this. At the end of the day, it is what it is. You win some, you lose some, but it's not about the L. It's about what you do after it. Questions, comments, concerns. Y'all already know what to do. MediocreTourismReviews@gmail.com. Guys, should I still go live about this? Maybe I'll bring people up. We have a discussion about it. I think it'll be fun. Leave your comments down below. What do you guys think about this particular situation? I'd love to be able to see it. All right. Until next time, YouTube. Peace.
You don't wanna see me get vexed. Bars on your phone, tell a man you can't jet. The big guy, the ones who can't stretch. Breaking the neck when we in the car next. You don't wanna see me get vexed. Bars on your phone, tell a man you can't jet. The big guy, the ones who can't stretch. Breaking the neck when we in the car next. Dead bars, need defibrillation ASAP. Get boxed with a straight gap. And reminded of mind state they lack. Every time that they climb, we go way back. All they wanna be is just